and behavior. We have 2 different levels of cards, a silver card and a gold card, even though they're both white and green. We were also scheduled Wednesday for yesterday to take the iReady pilot. My 2nd and 7th grade students were going to take iReady, but they were snowed out, so that has been rescheduled for Monday. I think Monday is the 20th. So we will be piloting the iReady. We have a middle school dance scheduled for next week. And reasons to celebrate, we have students. We had 2 go to Louisville on Monday for academic competition. We have 2 students going to the geography bee. I have at least 1 student going to the state spelling bee. And I have 3 groups going to the National History Day state competition from my school. Clap for them. Even though they're not here. Okay. And those take a lot of volunteers. The dance takes a lot of volunteers because we don't have several dances a year for our middle school. We have 2 now. And we make a big deal out of it rather than stay after school and hang out. We make a big deal out of it. And so that takes a lot of work and a lot of volunteers. Miss Lily Botts, and she's usually here. I don't know how she does it. She's in my building. She's with my students. She volunteers her time. She gets paid for a couple of things that she does, but mostly it's all on her own. She schedules the hotels, and I cannot express my appreciation enough to Miss Lily Botts for all she does, and she coordinates. She never asks for thanks. She says it keeps her going, and so I'm blessed to have that. And Miss Tanya Means with her National History Day, she's taking those groups. She's worked with those students all year. Also, Miss Megan Lane, a new teacher we hired in January, she has formed a science club. She's had 60 students present the first time and over 50 present the 2nd and 3rd meetings. And they're starting a recycling program, and they're making public service announcements. They were videotaping them tonight. And I'm just proud that that's going on in my building. We had a dance troupe from Berea College, a country dance group. Had 17 people. They stayed at my house last Monday night, all 17 of them. There were bodies everywhere. And they came to our school on Tuesday. They did shows for the 5th and 6th grade. And not only did they do a performance, they stayed and worked with the students on different dances and movements and large motor skills and things like that. So they worked with the 5th and 6th grade. Miss Jessica Hale has a group coming to do another show with our 4th, 7th, and 8th graders and that's with the visual and performing arts, and it goes with our program review. But they're just a really good way for our students to learn different ways, and it was 100% participation with the Berea College group. It was fun because some of the kids were out there, I hate this, and they were moving and dancing, and they were hating it with smiles on their faces. Miss Means and I got out there and danced, which was probably frightening. We had an open house. We had, I believe we had almost 200 parents show up, and that's a pretty good number. Muffins with Mom, we had at least 130 moms show up, and that was Monday as well. Donuts with Dad is coming up, and we hope, I think it's Monday, this coming Monday, Donuts with Dad, and we're excited to have our dads in the building. We even had a dad come for Muffins with Mom, and he said he was the muffin daddy. His little 2nd grader was embarrassed. Our middle school soccer began tonight, and I'm excited about that. My boys grew up soccer, and that's where we've lived for years, is on the soccer field, and so I'm excited to attend one of their games. Well, I'm excited to attend their games. They have 4 more home games, and I really can't wait to go. So that's a lot from my school this time, but I'm just really proud of my staff and mostly my students for what they've accomplished, and that I have been able to be a part of this. And I'm just really excited to see what the next couple of months bring, and then I already have some big things in store for next year, so I just can't say enough. I could talk about it all night, but I'll.
Thank you, Ms. Thorpe. I think Mr. McNabb has one more item that he forgot. Two more items.
Sorry. Mary McCarty with the 4-H has come up and she started a robotics club after school. So far, we've had the first group had 30 students stay, third, fourth, and fifth, and I think the attendance was 30 again this past week. So she's meeting every Monday. She's actually wanting to take her group to compete this summer if she can get enough interest in it. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. So the second thing I want to talk about is the program that Ms. Franklin, Jessica Hale, and I are working on about the classroom academies, and that's getting some of our parents to come in and actually seeing what a typical Wednesday or a typical Tuesday will look like in one of the classrooms, so they get that opportunity to come in and observe, come back and do a plus delta session with me about things that they liked, things that they still have questions on, and we're going to pilot this program hopefully at the very beginning of April. Not during spring break, but at the very beginning of April.
Thank you, Mr. McNabb. And speaking of parental volunteers and things of that nature, I know Mrs. Franklin is our community education director. I don't know if she's still here. But we're working on a program. It's called hashtag 3 for Menifee, and that's where we're going to start asking volunteers to come in. At least if they do 3 hours of volunteer training throughout the year, we're going to try to recognize those. So if you start hearing that hashtag 3 for Menifee on Facebook or Twitter accounts, that's what that's going to be. So something that we picked up on. I know her and Mrs. Brewer went and visited a school the other day that kind of has a similar program, and we're excited about getting more parental involvement. That's one of our next steps to start improving our schools to get parents more involved in the school.
Southeast Council minutes, do anyone have any questions on those? On the school activity financial reports? Any questions on that? I'm just being comments.
We can amend the agenda to regular schedule, and so if anyone, you want to.
On Tuesday, when we have our ACP day that we're talking about at the high school, we're asking everyone in the county to wear their college gear. If that's the college, your favorite college, the college you went to, college wherever, I'm even hoping I can get Mr. Spencer in a college sweatshirt. That's my goal for Tuesday. So wherever you are, wear that college sweatshirt. Send us a picture. And I'm learning all about hashtags, and I'm going into it hard. I don't like it. I thought you only hashtag on when you tweeted, but apparently you can hashtag everywhere. So Denva taught me that. She's like, it's on Facebook. I'm like, no, nobody ever. But anyway, so it's a hashtag Menifee Goes to College. We'd like for all of you all to help our kids see that secondary education is very important. So wear that college sweatshirt, send us a picture, put it on your own Facebook page, and tag that thing. Or
The way I understand,
or military, I'm sorry, Ms. Bartley, or military.
the way I understand the hashtag for Facebook is for older folks like myself. And then you've got a still of a group that are still using Twitter. And we've got a young adult here, but I think she'll probably tell us that Snapchat is probably the favorite.
Can you all
social-
hashtag on Snapchat?
She probably use Instagram or Snapchat.
Cannot hashtag on
Okay.
Snapchat.
See, I've learned more. But anyway, hashtag Menifee Goes to College, and put your picture on there, or picture at work, or anything. Wear your sweatshirts and show these kids how much we support them. So.
And the reason I've been told that is that the teenagers, and of course, Emma's ignoring me right now. But I think they don't want their parents, and they realize that parents are on Facebook and Twitter, so they've developed. So I guess it's Instagram and Snapchat. Is that correct, Emma?
She says we need our own filter. I don't know what that means.
So what is the social media? Snapchat or Snapchat? So Mr. Hacker, I would advise you to Snapchat account.
Isn't that the one that the picture only lasts for like a
Yes.
certain?
And put their dogs.
Yeah, but you can always take a video, you can take a screenshot. The other communication, if we don't have, I know we have a few folks in the back, if they have anything they want to add. I do know, I went to Frankfurt the other day, and I did see Mr. and Mrs. Burton at the state capitol. They're promoting, I visited with Clifford the Big Red Dog, and got our photo made, and they were proud supporters of KET. They just had me the day I was there, so it was nice seeing a friendly face and for Menifee there at the activity. So thank you all for promoting kids and promoting KFT. The only other thing that I would like to add, of course, before the next board meeting, the Old Bot School auction will be April the 1st. We're working on getting that property surveyed. We are going to continue with the sale. If the property surveyed, and that's fine, but we have the go-ahead from our board attorney as well as KDE that you can sell the deed to the property. So I have every intention of having an auction on April the 1st. Mr. John Shaw's law firm, and Shane and Sean, I'm sorry, and Joseph, they've got so many names, it's hard for them to come across, but they've all assured me that everything's good to go. We do have a clear title, and we do have every intention of selling that. One of them will be representing the law firm at the meeting, and we'll have the auctioneer, will be a licensed auctioneer, the superintendent at Robertson County Schools will be doing that for us free. So we will be, the first advertisement went out in the paper last week, and that'll be running consecutively in the newspaper for the next 3 weeks. But,
Have we had any inquiries come in at all?
we've had a few.
A few? Okay, that's good.
If all the school board members are there, do we need to have a?
I don't think so, because.
We just don't need to
you
be
just don't
anywhere
need-
next to each other.
Yeah.
So there's no question.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I know, it should be on one side of the
Just can't discuss school business. Okay. And let's see. So just once again, all items approved by the will be sent to commission for approval.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. We are adjourned. And Board Member Evans here.
We got a meeting in.
Here. Board Member Searles absent. Board Member Smith is here.
crazy.
Board Member Spencer.
A lot of money.
Mr. Spencer and Board Member are also present. Minutes from February 16th meeting. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Claims. Do we have to motion?
No.
All right, revised BG one, like we approved. Yes. The last one. I'll make a motion that we approve the revised BG one. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Communication and sharing from the finance board. Anybody? Anybody? I make a motion we adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.